So, in the spirit of deep dives, we thought we would do a little deep dive into Trisha Paytas herself because we've been doing her relationship. So, why not do Trisha as the individual? We thought we'd start with some old school YouTube videos of Trisha's, which are the first ones that she ever did. So, we're going to take a look at her journey from then into now. It'll be an entire series, so just stay along for the ride if you're interested. It will be in between our Moses series, our Jason series, and our Frenemy series, which will all still continue. So don't worry if you like those, they're still coming. So the first video we're going to start with is Trisha Paytas' first YouTube video. So right now I'm going to react to all the videos from 2007 because that's the first year that she was on YouTube. So let's check this out. As you can see, all of these videos are going to be pretty short. This one's only 42 seconds long. Most of them are a minute or under. So just think of it as like old school TikToks. Let's check them out.
Hey, what's up? This is Trisha. I'm super fun, super bubbly, have many talents, but one hidden talent. I'm a rapper. Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with my brain.
So before I continue, one thing I've always noticed is that in the beginning of Trisha's YouTube career, her voice was entirely different than it is now. You can say it was her just getting older and aging, but she clearly was putting on like a softer, girlier voice than she had later. And it's odd because she keeps it for about, I would say like, she keeps it for years and then it just suddenly switches. But the thing is like you can tell it's put on because she on and off switches out of it, which you'll see as we go along the series. But that's just something to note is her voice is extremely different.
Brand new invention, something. Grab a hold of me tightly, fold like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn out the lights and I'll glow to the extreme. I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up the stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance, immerse a speaker that booms, killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Deadly when I play a dope melody. Anything less than the best is a felony. Love it or hate it, you better gain weight. You better hit fools like the kid don't play. If there was a problem, yo, I'd solve it. Check out the hook when my DJ revolves it. Hope you loved it.
So she was 19 in that clip.
But one hidden talent.
She was 19 in this clip. It was from 2007. Trisha was born in 88, which would make her 19 at this time. Let's see. Oh, January 2007. Actually, she'd be 18, going on 19. So this is what Trisha was like at 18 years old. This is very 2000s, Y2K, very Britney Spears-esque type of voice, because Britney also put on a voice. Very Paris Hilton, Jessica Simpson vibes. This is the type of vibe that Trisha went for back at this time because that was the trend. The ditzy blonde, soft-spoken, girly girl vibe. So that was Trisha's entire vibe at this time, which you'll see as we go along. There's nothing wrong with this video. This is what's interesting to me is she kind of claims that when she first came onto YouTube, she was immediately a troll, but she actually wasn't because you'll see as we go along that Trisha always actually seemed to be very genuine from the start. She actually, I would say for about like 4 years or so, which you'll see, she was very genuine. And then she started to share her opinions that she labeled as trolling later to get out of hot water. And then she started trolling for real. But yeah, a lot of the opinions that you'll see that she'll claim are trolling are actually genuine, which you'll see soon. Now, next we have Trish the Blonde Comic. And this one is a minute long, so let's check this one out. I believe back at this time she would just do small sketches, like small singing, dancing, and then small sketches. So let's check it out.
Okay. So we just got back from a comedy show, a stand-up comedy show, and I love those. So I'm like, you know what? I could be a stand-up comedian. Like, maybe I'm not the best rapper, but stand-up comedian is my thing. Okay, here's my joke. Okay, so
The footage is so grainy, but that's just a product of its time. Remember, you guys, this is from 2007. She's probably like uploading directly from her phone or something.
big time producer or director Steven Spielberg is doing this next action flick, and it's all classic composers. He has Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger ready to start it. He's like, hey, Bruce. He's like, who do you want to be? Bruce was like, oh, Mozart. I love him. I'll be Mozart. Great, you're Mozart. How about you, Sly? He goes, I like Chopin. Okay, great, you can be him. Arnold Schwarzenegger. What about you, babe? He's like, I'll be Bach. Fake. It's like Bach as in like the composer.
Wait, that's actually kind of funny. But did she come up with that? Hold on. Oh, okay. Apparently it was a meme back in the day, and she was just repeating the meme. Thinking she actually came up with it. I was kind of like, how would she know composers? Because I don't think she was the type who seemed that interested in them. But yeah, as you can see here, Trisha had a lot of confidence back at this time. Again, she was only 18 years old. She clearly always had a thing for like the limelight, to be famous. Like she was trying to be famous like from the get go. So yeah, she exudes a lot of confidence at this point. Like I said, she's got the very 2000s Y2K look going on, the super orange tan, the dyed blonde hair, the bleach blonde hair, the Paris Hilton, Jessica Simpson attire. She was definitely, this is what's strange to me here is this is 2007, right? She claims that in 2005 she was on the streets and working on the streets as a street worker. Yet by 2007, at 18, she has her own apartment and she's doing funny little YouTube videos. We've already proven that the 2005 story is BS, but you'll see as we go along just how BS it is. Now, next up is the Quentin Tarantino Book Club. So let's check that one out. As Trisha viewers know, she's a big Quentin Tarantino fan. I believe that she even stated in the past that that a big reason why she even did YouTube or put out so many videos was to try to capture Quentin's attention online, which is why so many of her videos will relate to Quentin Tarantino. Let's check this one out.
Hey, Trisha here. Just real quick, I want to give you the top book list ever. Like, you must read these books. First one, Quentin Tarantino, The Film Geek Files. Quentin Tarantino, Raised by Wolves. Quentin Tarantino, The Pocket Essentials. Quentin Tarantino, The Man and His Movies.
So something confusing about Trisha to me is I could never tell if she was showing her own personality or if she was showing a put on personality. I feel like it's a mixture of both because I feel like her personality was a put on personality. I feel like her personality at this time was a mixture of all her icons. So again, Jessica Simpson, Britney Spears, Anna Nicole Smith, Paris Hilton, she kind of tried to exude their energy, which is why she comes off so like squeaky and girly. And it's not just because she's 18, it's because she's presenting a specific personality that she admired.
Quentin Tarantino, interviews. Kill Bill, the Case Handbook. My favorite, The Kill Bill Diary, written by David Carradine. But Quentin Tarantino says, I love it. Okay, there you have it. Sexy books about a sexy man. Oh, and see his sexy movie, Grindhouse. Opens 2007. It's gonna be sexy.
So it's interesting that she says it opens 2007 because this was posted in 2007. I wonder if these videos were maybe even from 2006 and she just posted them in 2007. But I will say, another point about the Quentin Tarantino thing is that she has a friend named Jeff who she met when she was this age. I think she said she met him on MySpace. He was someone who worked with Quentin Tarantino. And she actually ended up living with this guy at some point, not romantically or anything. It was just her friend. She has him appear on her YouTube videos later. But she got close to him in an effort to get close to Quentin Tarantino. She tried her best. I think she even at one point got close to or met Eli Roth, who was also associated with Quentin Tarantino. But I don't think her dream of getting with Quentin Tarantino or like successfully meeting him in the way that she wanted to ever came to fruition. But again, you guys, I find it so strange and so sus that she claims that she didn't know anything in 2005 even though she had a whole band dedicated to all the songs that went on in 2005, all the iconic things that happened then, she was able to portray them, but she claims that she had no idea they went on because she claims that she was on the streets at that time and had no recollection of anything. Yet, even as early as 2007, she was in her own apartment. She looks pretty fine, like pretty put together. She's got trendy clothes on for the time. She's got trendy bleach blonde hair. She's got a whole book selection of. So what strikes me as odd is how do you go from allegedly being on the streets at 16 supposedly to by 18 you have your own place, you're perfectly put together. It's not adding up here. The math isn't mathing. Next up we have Ode to Quentin Tarantino. Love Trish. Again, this is another video to get Quentin's attention. So let's check it out. By the way, this apartment that she had was in California, and I believe this was the one that she had where she lived on a beach. That's a very expensive apartment, you guys. Um, Even having a solo apartment in California on your own, even at this time, very expensive. So again, I'm not really buying the whole had nothing at 26, had nothing at 16, even though both her parents were, well, her father apparently was very wealthy, and her mother gave her all her money to get this apartment. So I don't know. Let's see.
My ode to Quentin Tarantino. Mr. Tarantino, oh, I love you so. I cannot really rhyme for love, but I guess I'll give it a go. How thankful I am for March 1963. You came into this world, how so lucky for me. Age is just a number, we're 25 years apart, but your looks, laugh, and talent really tug my heart. Your storytelling is peculiar, and your dialogue is like, wow, I'm your number one fan. So, to the poems I bow.
So I want to stop to say that I do feel like Trisha has always been very entertaining, like even since her first videos. She clearly has like a creative spirit. Even her just like writing that poem on the spot. I believe she wrote that poem. I know she didn't tell the joke or write the joke, but she obviously wrote the poem. You can tell. And similar to what I've said in the Eugenia Cooney Deep Dive series, Trisha also seems to have a natural comfort for performing, just like Eugenia did in those initial first videos. You can tell Trisha feels very comfortable in front of the camera and very comfortable putting on a performance. So both exuded a lot of confidence at like the age of 18.
I first fell in lust with you, Olive from Dusk Till Dawn, your portrayal of Richie Greco, and those classes turned me on. I didn't shoot Nice Guy Eddie, nor did I shoot Mr. Brown. You're like a virgin seal, had me laughing on the ground. All your films are fresh and fun, you do it all with style. But dance me to the end of love, that really makes me smile. So we had Mickey and Mallory, Clarence in Alabama too. I think the world is ready for Grindhouse Barbie and you. Rumor has it you have a fondness for feet. Well, I have a thing for directors, and no other has you beat.
So yeah, she was clearly like very into Quentin Tarantino. Like the fact that she even wrote him poems and made a bunch of videos and tried to become friends with all of his friends just to get to him, which is a point that I've made in another video because Trisha once said that she thought it was creepy when fans tried to infiltrate friend groups to get to the celebrity. But Trisha herself has also done that. Obviously that's kind of like a thing that younger people have done. But the thing is, like Trisha did it past 18. Like she did it well into like her late 20s, I believe.
To my beloved Quentin, you're my goal, my dream, my wish. I love you forever and always. Hugs and kisses, Trish. For love that I get.
Okay, so again, Trisha's initial videos on her channel seem to just be very innocent. They all seem to be directed to or about Quentin Tarantino, or just like her interests, like comedy, rap music, just various things. She wasn't trolling at this point. Like, it's pretty obvious that Trisha was not a troll in 2007. She just was not trolling. This is not a troll. This is just her trying to capture the attention of a celebrity that she loves. And how many of us have done that? A bunch, I bet. I point that out because Trisha tries to dismiss her past by saying a lot of it is just trolling because she did troll at some point, but it's just not true. When she came onto YouTube at first, she was genuinely just a creator on YouTube, like sharing genuine moments of her life or genuine little performances that she wanted to share. Now, the next video, we have Trish the Blonde Comic Act 2. So again, this is going to be another interest of hers, which is comedy. So let's take a look at that. This one. All right, let's check it out.
Hi, Trisha here again. Okay, I have another stand-up comedy joke, I think. Okay. So there was a tomato family. There was a mama tomato, a daddy tomato, and a baby tomato, right? So the tomato family decided to go for a walk. So the mama and daddy tomato, they're kind of like, keeping up pace, and the little baby tomato falls behind. So the papa tomato comes back, and he stomps on the baby tomato, and he says, "Ketchup." And
Okay, so obviously that's another joke that she took. I highly doubt she came up with that one. But I will say this shows her interest in comedy. This is why I thought her and Jason Nash actually got along pretty well, is because they both had a deep interest in comics and comedy. Trisha, especially way back in 2007, did when she was younger. Throughout her years, she also did not as much as Jason, but she definitely had an interest that went beyond what most of us do. Another thing I'll say is you can tell she's pretty, like, I don't want to say wealthy, but like well put together. Like, she's got good income because every video, you guys, she has like a new trendy outfit. And believe it or not, these kind of outfits were expensive back at this time. They weren't just cheap little outfits.
wait, it's funny because ketchup is mostly made out of tomatoes, but like he was meaning like catch up with us, like keep up, and like yeah, and so he's like ketchup, so it's like a pun.
So again, Trisha's personality at this point in time was very like cutesy, ditzy blonde, girl next door, nice girl vibes. You'll see at some point that she does take a turn into trolling, but not at this point. She did not start as a troll. She started as a genuine creator on YouTube, and you'll see that she shares a lot of her personal opinions. In fact, she even backs up a lot of those opinions on Twitter by sharing personal stories, family stories, but we'll get into that later. Let's just continue with the videos for now. So the next one is called Quentin Tarantino Sings on SNL. You could tell this is going to be very grainy just based off the thumbnail alone. Like, this is just grain city. You can't even see her face. This is like a freaking puzzle room, escape room. You can't figure anything out. But let's check it out. Again, a new trendy outfit, the bleach blonde hair, which by the way is very expensive. Let's check this out. So I don't know if I'll actually be able to keep this music up because YouTube might restrict it, but I will say what it is it appears to be Quentin Tarantino actually singing on SNL, I believe. I don't know what else it could be. That's what it sounds like to me. She's just goofing off, dancing, clearly trying to get his attention. Like I said, this was just her bid to get a celebrity that she liked to notice her. Okay. So again, that was just her bid to get Quentin's attention. So back at this time, Trisha actually actively pursued a lot of celebrities. In fact, I believe it was at this time during this year, maybe the year prior, but she said that the first person that she ever slept with was actually, I don't know if anyone watched Full House, but if you've ever watched Full House, DJ had a boyfriend named, DJ had a boyfriend, I believe his name was Viper. So Trisha actually reached out to this guy on MySpace, Viper, and I believe his real name is David something, and she ended up sleeping with him. So that was the first person that she ever slept with was this celebrity. She also has told many stories about celebrities that she has slept with in the past at around this age because she was actively trying to get into Hollywood. She was actively trying to act and she was actively trying to pursue actors. And a lot of Trisha's attempts at meeting actors and getting her foot into Hollywood actually was very successful. Not only was she back on acting, but she actually successfully met up with and became friends with a lot of famous people. Like, I believe Shane West was one. I do believe that story. She claims that she slept with him, she also, but she also dated Anthony Michael Hall, who was a former A-list star who was in the Breakfast Club. Trisha seemed to have been able to meet a lot of celebrities. They were lower level, like D-list celebrities, but they were still celebrities nonetheless. And she still was able to gain access to them and be associated with them in some capacity. So her making a bunch of videos for Quentin Tarantino makes sense because she was able to elevate herself and get to such platforms where she could meet other people, I believe that she thought that this would also get her to meet Quentin Tarantino, which if she already had success like 10 other times, it's no surprise that she would think she would have success this time. Unfortunately for her, she didn't, but yeah, she was successful in many other ways. But her next video is Grindhouse. Go see it April 6th, 2007. So I guess these are all from 2007. I thought maybe they might have been from 2006 because she mentioned, oh, Grindhouse coming out in 2007, but apparently it was just months later. So let's check this video out. Okay, as you can see, too, by the way, you guys, we've obviously seen no trolling so far. Also, I have to point this out. Look at all the shoes in the background. These are boxes and boxes of shoes. So this isn't just a girl who supposedly lived on the streets 2 years ago and then somehow was able to get a very expensive apartment 2 years later with a trendy wardrobe, trendy shoes. She literally like lived on the beach, I believe, at this time. That's what I'm saying. Well, there's more reasons why I'm saying it, but the 2005 story is BS. She was never a street worker. She never worked on the street. Her father was wealthy. Her mother made sure that she was never hurting, and Trisha herself tried to get various acting gigs. The straight talk, none of that was true. But let's continue from here.
Hey everyone, Trish here. Okay, really quick, a lot of you asked me, what does Grindhouse mean? Grindhouse Barbie. Well, one, I like Barbie, obviously, but that's not my real name. My real name is Trish. Anyways, Grindhouse is the newest double feature by my lover, Quentin Tarantino, gorgeous, who's also...
Again, she's not trolling here. She's just actively promoting a celebrity that she loves movie.
Acting. Yes, so go see it for that too. But not only does he direct, but so does Rob Rodriguez, and we have special trailers, like faux trailers with directed by Eli Roth and Rob Zombie and Quentin and Robert and a bunch of cool, awesome ones. So you should go see it. It opens April 6th.
Like I said, she does actually end up associating with Eli Roth. So she does end up meeting people in Quentin's social circle. She just doesn't end up with the connection that she wants from Quentin.
2007, Grindhouse Barbie. So anyways, yes, I'm Grindhouse #1 groupie. Grindhouse groupie. So that's what it means. Grindhouse Barbie, Grindhouse groupie. Yeah. Horn it up for Grindhouse. I love it. Grindhouse. A sleaze-filled saga of an exploitation double feature. Spit it out.
Again, you guys.
Special trailers, like...
She's not trolling. She's just showing genuine interest in a celebrity that she loves. This is authentic Trisha. In 2007, well, this was authentically her for who she was in 2007, which obviously was like an 18-year-old trying to mimic the persona of all her favorite iconic female celebrities. Again, like Anna Nicole, Brittany, Jessica, everyone. But this was her in an authentic light where she wasn't trying to cause trouble. She was just sharing her interests and she was just presenting YouTube who she was. This is just who she was. And you'll see as the years go on that she actually keeps this persona for a very long time. She only begins to change it, I believe, shortly after she gets in trouble for trolling, which you'll see. And obviously, she becomes harder as she becomes more jaded throughout the years. Now, the next video is called Me Doing My Lover Quentin in Desperado. Again, this is another bid to get Quentin's attention because remember, she seemed to have been posting all these videos just to strictly get Quentin's attention in the beginning. So, again, not a troll, just a genuine attempt to meet a man that she liked and admired. Okay, let's check this out.
So the guy goes into the bar and he goes up to the bartender. He says, I have a bet for you. I bet you $300 that I can piss into that glass over there. The bartender looks at the glass, which is like, like 10 feet away. And he's like, you think you can do that? And he's like, yeah. He's like, you got yourself a bet. So the guy pulls out this thing, he's looking at the glass. And we're on the floor, on the wall, on the phone, on the bartender. And the bartender is laughing his bum off. He's like, you.
So what she's doing here, for those who don't know and who have never seen the movie, is she's actually just quoting Quentin's character's scene. She's not just telling the story, she's actually just quoting the character telling the story.
Idiot. He's like, you owe me $300. The customer goes, 1 second. Goes in the back. Comes back. Bartender's like, why are you so happy? You just lost $300. And he's like, see those guys playing pool back there? I just bet them $500 a piece that I could put on your bar, on your phone, on you, and not only would you not be mad about it, you'd be happy. That is the best one yet. Quentin. Love you.
Again,
And, you know,
she was clearly a fan of Quentin. She clearly adored him. These are all genuine reactions. This is, again, genuine, authentic Trisha just trying to get Quentin's attention. No trolling yet. I point this out because it's a big deal to say, because she excused a lot of her past history by saying she trolled from the beginning of YouTube when she never did. She actually didn't even troll that much. It only came way later. What she quantifies as trolling is sharing genuine opinions. Like, now, this next video is called Barbie's Do Grindhouse. Well, it says Grindhouse, but I think she meant Grindhouse. As you can see, her sister Callie is actually in this video. This is Callie right here with the skinny itch shirt, and then Trisha's on the side. Let's take a look at it. Remember, Callie's her younger sister. I know some people thought she was older, I did too. So this is Callie right here, her younger sister. And Callie actually did support Trisha's YouTube career in the beginning. There was a time where she took a brief period off, and I wouldn't even say brief, I'd say she probably took a long period off because Trisha actually was being offensive and insensitive and actually like sometimes trolling, but mostly she was just sharing her honest, offensive opinions. So Callie kind of backed away, and then she made a comeback later when Frenemies became popular. Then Callie wanted to be known as her sister again. But let's check this out.
do you like Ava Gardner?
Sorry.
Ava Gardner. Do you like her?
Yeah, I guess.
You know, I was just thinking that you kind of look like Ava Gardner a little bit. Do you have something you want to say to me?
No, not at the moment.
Oh, really? Because you have that you look on your face. Do you want to say you to me? See this? Do you know what this is?
A hairbrush?
Simplicity itself. You see, you shoot at what you want to die, and then you pull this little trigger right here, and a little bullet.
Kelly also seems pretty comfortable performing. Obviously not as comfortable as Trisha, but she seems pretty, like, fine. I feel like it's giving very, like, home movies, like, just sisters messing around. And I feel like Kelly used to not be embarrassed by doing things with Trisha. Back when they were innocent like this, she did become embarrassed later when Trisha, again, was sharing offensive opinions and being controversial. But at this point, Kelly supported her.
That right here, and it hits you right here. And you know something? You don't look like Ava Gardner no more. Yay!
So, Kelly obviously
Oh, really?
wanted to support her sister and help her with her videos. Kelly, an interesting thing about Kelly is that Trisha has admitted that since she was younger, she was always jealous of Kelly because she always thought Kelly looked better than her, that she thought Kelly was prettier than her, she thought Kelly was skinnier than her, she thought Kelly was kind of like the golden child, basically. And Trisha was very jealous of her, but they've always seemingly been pretty close, even in spite of that. And Kelly has never seemed to have any jealousy toward Trisha. She always has just seemed to support her and always be in her corner from what we've seen. And as you can see, Kelly's also in a couple of other videos. This next one is called Cabin Fever Barbie's Grim. And as you can see, Kelly's in the black shirt. Trisha's here in the gray hoodie. Another person who also makes an appearance on her YouTube channel later is her brother, who helps her do some videos, but Kelly was the first family member to help her. Let's check it out. What's funny about Kelly is I remember after Frenemies took off and Kelly tried to kind of leech off the fame, she was like, I've been here from the start, you guys. I'm her sister. Like, I've been here from the start. And then she, like, showed a first video she was in. But it's like, yeah, she was from the start. She was here from the start. But she herself dipped out and didn't want any association with her sister when her sister was controversial. When her sister wasn't popular, Kelly didn't want any association with her. It was only when her sister was popular again that Kelly made a comeback. So I find it funny that Kelly's like, oh, you guys didn't even know I existed. Yes, because you yourself removed yourself because you were embarrassed of your sister's behavior. But let's check this video out. Back when Trisha was innocent.
I can be. Oh my god, pause it. Oh my god, so could be Eli Roth.
I can be Eli Roth.
Okay, we'll both do it. Let me be Grim first.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be Grim first. Okay, ready? Okay.
So that's like a moment of authenticity there where they weren't even filming yet, like they weren't even performing. It was just them goofing around and being like, oh, I'll be this person, I'll be this person. So this is her not even putting on the personality. It's just her in her natural state with her sister. But let's check it out.
It's cool, it's cool. It's just Dr. Mom, though.
Doctor. As in a physician or professor.
Yeah, he's a professor. Of being a dog. Peace. Scratch.
Positive bonfire. Okay. Go. Dr. Mambo.
You can tell that these two get along really well. They seem to have similar personalities. I believe at this time Kelly actually tried to be like an edgier Barbie. I think they called her Rocker Barbie or Rockstar Barbie, while Trisha was Grindhouse Barbie. I think she might have even been Malibu Barbie at some point, which yes, I know is her daughter's name. But let's keep watching.
Doctor, what, is he like a physician or a professor?
Yeah, he's a professor of being a dog. Ooh, face. Scratch motive. Positive bonfire.
Time for one more.
Actually,
It's cool, I can smoke this weed.
Yeah. You can see Kelly clearly like adores her older sister. She clearly like is having fun with her. She clearly wasn't embarrassed of Trisha at this time. Kelly was always a massive supporter, again, until Trisha started saying controversial things and getting in trouble. But Kelly was here from the start and she is there now. Kelly obviously is like a typical little sister who just looks up to her bigger sister and thinks that everything she does is great, obviously, except for the controversial stuff. But yeah, they seem to get along here. We don't see any jealousy from Trisha, even when they both do the same role. Trisha does it first, and then Kelly does it. Trisha doesn't seem to be jealous in any capacity about Kelly doing it better or anything like that. Maybe because she thought she did better. But I do know that at some point, Trisha does say that Kelly does something that she makes her delete because she did it better than Trisha did. But apparently, that's not right now. Now, the next video they do together is called Barbies Do Britney and K-Fed. And as you can see, this is Trisha in the pink hoodie and Kelly in the white tank top. So let's check this out. So it looks like Trisha is going to be playing the role of Britney Spears when Britney was pregnant. And it looks like Kelly will be playing the role of Kevin Federline. So let's check it out.
America, this is Brittany. Britney Spears. I just want to set this story straight. That K-Fed and I are good. K-Fed! Can you bring me a Red Bull, baby?
what?
Red Bull! So, we're good. America, K-Fed, and Brittany forever. Oh, thank you, baby. Baby, it's a rock star. We're Red Bull.
Well, I'm running out.
Okay. Baby, I got you a present for our
I did.
anniversary. I got you a Mercedes.
Oh,
Another one. I got you some blank. Go with your other blank.
yeah. She loves me, y'all. She loves me. Hey, baby, I got you.
Okay, two interesting things here. One, Von Dutch was a pretty expensive brand at this time. So again, Trisha clearly has enough money to have her own apartment, have a trendy wardrobe, a bunch of shoes, and living pretty well. Secondly, I will say, and this is only at 18, by the way. Like, how many 18-year-olds do you know who can do that? Like, did you at 18, were you able to move out on your own, have an entire trendy wardrobe, have massive amounts of shoes, and be able to apparently afford a Mercedes if that's true, or a beach house property? Um, Another thing is that Trisha has always claimed that she's been a fan of Britney and has never mocked her or anything, but this is clearly her mocking Britney and Kevin Federline because at the time, Britney and Kevin Federline were under scrutiny because people believed that Kevin was leeching off of Britney, and Britney was they believed Britney was kind of spiraling, and nobody really supported Britney at the time or the marriage, which I could see why they didn't support the marriage because Kevin always did seem like he was using her. Even nowadays, like if anyone has heard the news of Britney and Kevin, they're like in some battle for, I believe, a financial battle, and he's been trying to come at her since child support ended. So it's always been like a really rocky road. But yeah, Trisha's kind of like poking fun at them here.
You did? What? Oh, baby. Baby. My teeth want to gum. You found my teeth want to gum. Oh, baby. 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 My peckers. You got me peckers again.
How I did. What can I say? I'm making machine, yo.
Baby, you changed.
I'm changed.
Okay, so these two obviously
Yeah.
were like pretty shameless performers. But that's, if Trisha's 18 at this point, it means Kelly's like, if Trisha's 18, it means Kelly's like 14. Wow. So Kelly is just like an actual child in these videos. She's just a kid. So anything Callie says, you guys, forgive. She's only 14. Okay, the next video we have Ode to Quentin Tarantino, Volume 2, which is obviously another video to Quentin Tarantino. Let's check this out. Now, you could quantify some of her videos of the sketches as trolling, but again, I don't think it's trolling. I think it's just her performing little sketches. Like, you wouldn't call someone who did bits a troll, right? Like, for instance, you wouldn't say David Dobrik is just a troll when he's done, or you wouldn't call Jason Nash a troll when he's done like sketches and stuff, right? You would just say he does sketches. Okay, let's check this out.
Hi. Ode to Quentin Tarantino, Part 2. Oh my goodness, Quentin, here I go again. Writing, rhyming, playing for my perfect 10. Oh my goodness, Q, you totally got it right. My #1 doll. I sleep with every night. Grindhouse so rad. Your sexiness is overflowing.
Did she say her apist? I gotta go back to that.
With every night. Grindhouse so I sleep with every night. Grind for my perfect 10. Oh my goodness, Q, you totally got it right. My rapist #1 doll. I sleep with every night. Grindhouse so rad.
I believe she said grapist.
Your sexiness is overflowing. When you dropped your pants, your panties were glowing. The build-up was intense, the movie too much to say, but getting to kiss you, my love, is what took my breath away. So to my beloved Quentin, you're still my #1. The next time we get to meet, we'll really have some fun. Love you. Hey.
Okay.
You're my perfect.
So again, she was trying really hard to get Quentin's attention. She wanted to, I think, date Quentin. Not just hook up with Emily, she actually wanted to be with Quentin. Again, unfortunately for her, it didn't work. It did work with a lot of other people. Like, she did get to meet a lot of her celebrity crushes. Like I said, even the person who she first slept with ever was somebody she claimed that she had a semi-celebrity crush on. She dated that guy from the Breakfast Club. She also dated another guy she had a crush on, which I believe was Roger Bart. So she did successfully meet and get to be with people that she wanted to be with. I think Quentin was just too top tier of a celebrity to access because the other ones that she accessed were pretty like D-list, which would make sense why they would be more available and accessible. Now, the last video for 2007 is called My Neighbor Superman Levitating Take 2. Now, this video is interesting, and I'll tell you guys why, because she has also mentioned this guy before in both a negative and positive light. So first, we're gonna react to the video, and then I'll get into what she has said about this specific neighbor. All right, let's check this out.
Hey everyone, it's Grindhouse Barbie, my neighbor Hollywood Superman.
Hello everybody.
And we're gonna levitate. Well, he's gonna levitate for you because the other one was too dark. So we're gonna do it in light. You can see his pretty face.
Hers is better.
Not with no makeup. So here we go. Okay, everybody. All my viewers out there, you know, all like 100 of you. This can only be attempted by Superman, so do not try this at home because he is a Kryptonian. Superman, let's see you fly.
So again, you guys, I want to point out that Trisha's personality here is much kinder, much sweeter, much softer than she later becomes. Yes, it's probably because she's so young and she's probably like naive and not too jaded at this point, which again makes no sense with her claims of being jaded already in 2005 when she was 16, allegedly on the streets, which never happened. But this was innocent Trisha at 18, where nothing had happened to her yet. Like, there was nothing happened. She wasn't jaded in any capacity, or so it seemed. Let's take a look.
You mean something like that?
Oh my god! That's crazy! Oh my god! There's like Blair Witch stuff going on. Superman! OMG. Oh my god. That was crazy. How'd that feel? Oh my gosh.
It's kind of like floating on air.
Oh my god. Coolest thing all day. Right
It
next
is.
to getting my Thanksgiving shirt.
White meat, dark meat, all will be carved.
Okay. Again, she's very friendly. Also, you guys, I wonder how he did that trick. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, she seems very friendly. Even her ability to him come up with like a skit on the spot and him just like quote something and act like he's being funny and then her scream like she's part of it. I feel like that is something that I feel like the comfort to perform on command like that or on the spot like that, that's what I mean when I say I believe she was creative and I believe that she was confident and comfortable in performing. Not everyone could do that, believe it or not. I know it just seems so basic, like, oh, what? Who couldn't scream when that happens? But it takes a specific, extroverted, and comfortable type of personality to join in on a impromptu joke like that on the spot, like a spontaneous joke like that on the spot. But let's get into Superman really quick. Okay, here's where Trisha talks about living in this apartment.
And he told me Christopher Dennis died. Christopher Dennis played Hollywood Superman on Hollywood Boulevard. When I first moved to LA, I was 18 years old. I lived in an apartment by myself, $800 a month.
So she says when she first moved to LA, she was 18. This doesn't make any sense with her claims of being 16 years old on the streets of LA. Because she claimed that at 16 she lived in LA and was working the streets of them. But here and in many other videos, she says she only moved to LA when she was 18, and her first place was when she was 18 years old, which are these videos that I'm showing you now. All these first initial YouTube videos, these are when she moved to LA. She was not a street worker in LA at the age of 16. She only moved to LA when she was 18 years old.
This was on Yucca and Highland, close to Hollywood and Highland.
Now here's Trisha talking about this guy's death years later. And listen to what she says.
I was like, I was like really sad. But I even think about myself. I always wonder when I die, like, will anyone care? Will it be?
Keep in mind, this Superman guy at this time of this video had just died, and her immediate thought is about herself. Instead of thinking about him, she thinks, I heard he died, and then I immediately thought, what about me? What about when I die? Will anyone care? Well, is it caring to make a video about him dying if you just make it about yourself?
Be a Twitter moment? Will it be Variety and Deadline's everything. I always thought, like, will it be a TMZ headline? But Variety and Deadline, like, covering his death. And I know this may, like, seem insensitive. Some people might be like, whoa, Trish, like, why would you think about it? But that's what I think about myself.
Again, she even admits that's just what she thinks about herself. She even says some people might think this is insensitive, but that's what I think about. I think about myself. Like, how close of a friend could you have been? And how much could you have cared about someone if they die and your immediate thought is, oh my God, what's going to happen when I die? Will Variety and Deadline and Twitter and TMZ care about me and my death? That just seems very odd to me. And it seems like a way to use this guy's death to talk about herself. I just find it very insensitive. Now, later in this video, Trisha talks about how she worked on the streets of Hollywood Boulevard, but as a character, Superwoman. So this is where I think, or what I think she does. I think she conflates two stories. So she worked on Hollywood Boulevard as Superwoman with this Superman guy, and they made, she would say, $60 a day or around there. I believe that what she did was she lied and said that she worked on the streets at 16 as a street worker, when really what happened is at 18 she worked on the streets as a Hollywood Boulevard character. But I think she mixed the two, like, on purpose. I think she lied about it. I think because she actually did work on the street in some capacity, she lied and said she did it in another capacity to gain sympathy and to act like she was involved in a life that she was never involved in. Check this out.
I paid him back when we went on the boulevard, of course, because we'd make about $60 a day. We'd stand out on Hollywood Boulevard and collect tips for pictures from tourists. It was an honest job, and what I liked the most about him.
See? So her street working job was literally just being on Hollywood Boulevard taking pictures with tourists dressed as Superwoman on Hollywood Boulevard. That's the reality. She never was a street worker at 16 sleeping with random people. That never happened. She wasn't even in LA at that time. She only moved to LA at 18, got her own place, had a street job, but only as a Hollywood Boulevard character. And at the time she was doing acting, at the time her mother was helping her. She said she paid $800 every month. She had an entire wardrobe, all those shoes. She obviously could afford to go to acting gigs, which is not cheap. It is not cheap to be a background worker, and I believe at the time you get around like $90 to $100 for an entire day. That's what you get for working, but she clearly could afford every other thing. Like, you can't just. How was she affording $800 rent every month at 18? It doesn't make any sense. It's because, like she said, her mother funded her life and her father was wealthy. She never worked on the streets at 16 and then all of a sudden at 18 got an apartment and then worked as a Hollywood Boulevard character. That doesn't make sense, because if you were doing something and you were. Because she even said that when she was 16, she was only getting like $5 per customer. Which, again, you guys, none of it makes sense and none of it's true. None of it happened. Again, she only moved to LA and California when she was 18. She got an apartment when she was 18 because her mom actually gave her the money to do it for the deposit and the rent. And she was brought up wealthy. She even stated that as a child, she never knew that her mom didn't have enough money because her mom constantly bought them things. Anything she wanted, she got. And her father, again, was wealthy. This isn't someone who had the story that she claims that she has. She never had that background, yet she claims that she did. She never had the background of being a genuine troll from the start. She was just a genuine person on YouTube. So this series is going to dive into all of this and explore all of her lies and point out the obvious truths and just the truths in general about Trisha's time on YouTube. So stick around if you're interested.